Hi, I'm Robert Murphy with Elite Paranormal Society. I'm the founder and lead investigator. I'm putting together some short videos, putting them out there, trying to help people out that are just getting into the field, kind of new at it, really trying to look for a little bit of direction. Just want to help try to set things straight for you, give you a little bit of advice along the way. It's free advice, great price. As long as you can get to an internet, you can find some of these videos that we're putting together, and hopefully it'll help you out. And today what I'm talking about is recorders. Recorders are extremely important in the paranormal field. If you're going to be in the field and you want to go ahead and be successful at it, going back and telling a story is just that, it's a story. Going back and having some actual audio that somebody can listen to, that puts a lot more weight in it. A lot more people are going to go ahead and respond or have a reaction when they can hear what's actually coming out, what you actually caught. EVPs, there's two types of EVPs. You have natural EVPs, which is just you're sitting in a room, you've got a recorder out, there's no mechanical devices, no spirit boxes, nothing playing, and you ask questions. You want something to interact with you that specifically reacts to your question. That's when you're having a more successful EVP. Of course, if you're the only one there and all of a sudden you pick up something, starts talking, or a little girl starts singing, that's an EVP if you're hearing it on here. If you're hearing it by your ear, it's disembodied sound is what it's considered, even though you're recording it here. EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, what that's going to be is you're the only person in a room, you're sitting there, you're asking questions, you're not hearing anybody reply to you, you know you're physically the only one in the room, and all of a sudden you hear the woman's voice. Only on the recorder, not while it actually happened. But when you go back to review it, you actually hear a woman's voice. That would be an EVP. Those are pretty crazy. There's two different types. You can have residual, which is just something that's trapped in the environment. It's a sound that's trapped in the environment. It's been happening for eons, ever since we've been here. Sounds of animals, sounds of people, whatever. From time to time they're released. Can't hear them at the time, but the recorder will pick them up. Then you have intelligent. The easiest way to know if it's intelligent, if it responds to your question, it's probably intelligent. And if I say, how many fingers am I holding up, and I don't have any devices on, this is all I have on, and you hear the number 4, somebody tells you only 4 of them, or anything like that, that's an intelligent response. That's great. That's fantastic. You get that, you got some gold. That's what's worth having. Any type of recorder that you have, you want to definitely make sure it has the USB port. It's very, very important. What you need to do is, it's not just a recorder, you need to be able to get whatever information's on this recorder and get it onto your computer. Use a program so that you can analyze it, cut it down, make a clip out of it, and that way you can present it to your client, to your friends, whatever you want to do. I use the Sony PX333. I'm not telling you it's the only one out there, I'm not telling you it's the greatest or it's the worst or anything like that. I like price-wise. I support basically most of what my team does, so price means a big deal to me. These, $40 to $60. You can pick them up. They're excellent. You can increase the memory in them if you want. They take the micro SD card right in the side. You can actually do over 1,000 hours on these. That's an awful lot. With EVPs, there's two types of EVPs, and like I said, the second type of EVP is going to be a mechanical EVP. That's where you're actually using some type of electronic device that's creating some type of noise. A spirit box, that starts generating white noise, starts making a lot of noise in the air. That's a mechanical EVP. Natural EVP, number one. That's the first and foremost that you'd prefer to have. Mechanical EVPs still count. There's still plenty to it, as long as they're responding again back to you. If I turn around and say, I'm in a basement, nobody's there, I'm in the dark, and I say, what color is my shirt, and it comes back black, that's good. Who's gonna say anything different? What color are my shoes, whatever. How many people are in here? One of the ones that's really gonna blow your mind is if you turn around and use a question like, don't first and foremost, do not just always introduce yourself. Have them tell you who you are. They already know. They know who most of you are. You can turn around and say, okay, what is my name? And when you get that specific name, it's kind of hard to go ahead and debate whether or not that was just a freak radio wave that kind of came across there and you just happened to catch it at that time. No chance. Once it happens enough times, you'll already know for yourself. So, recorders, going back to recorders. This one in particular, $40 to $60, PX333. Love them. You want to make sure, again, it has a USB port, it's got enough memory, and it's going to go ahead and record pretty well. You'll have to listen to it once or twice. If you look at what's out there, Olympus, Sony, there's multiple types out there. Here's a Philips. It works fine. You know, we've been doing this for quite a long time. That's actually the only one I have that's actually a Philips, only because I give it to my medium. Stuff comes to her so fast, I just give her a recorder and stick it on her and let it go. Placement of the recorder is really, really important. Know where the microphone is on the recorder and which direction you're trying to look at. If I keep it up close, you're going to hear me breathing constantly. It's bad enough in the camera, it's even worse on a recorder. The last thing you want to do is be listening to it, especially with headphones on, and you sound like a stalker. Watch for things rubbing against where the mic is. I mean, you don't want to place it somewhere that you're going to be banging up against things, because that's just really going to go ahead and contaminate your evidence. Some people use shoulder pockets on their shoulder. We have harnesses that we put out that actually has a pocket on the harness that makes it sit in front of your body. It's a little bit lower in your chest, but it basically sits there. So when things are talking, with it being a little bit lower, it doesn't pick up your breathing very much. If you're like myself and completely out of shape, you'll end up hearing that a lot. So it's better if you can place a little bit farther away from you. A couple of feet is perfectly fine. You know, a lot of them are very, very sensitive as far as on the mics. You can pay $200–300 easily for one that has a suspended mic and all kinds of fancy stuff. I'm telling you, you don't need to go out and blow all your money. Your choice. Again though, with a recorder, another part of the puzzle that you have, you need to have a software program that you can go ahead and use to filter out, to increase the sound. A lot of times the EVPs that are going to come through, if it's a natural EVP, it's going to be very low. It's going to talk almost under you. And trying to learn how to hear these is going to take a lot of practice. If we go to an investigation, every time we do a cycle, which is when we go into a specific area of that location, we sit down for probably 45 minutes to an hour, we go through it, that's considered one cycle. We come back out, and then we go to the next location. Each one of those, probably go through the recorder 3 times. It's a lot of time, it adds up really quick. So just know ahead of time, it's a lot of time invested in this. If you can go ahead and put it on a computer, and you're using a mechanical device, such as the Spirit Box, it is so much easier to go ahead and have a computer filter out all that white noise, so you get down and you actually hear what's really being said. A lot of times you hear it on the TV, they try to give it to you the raw, where you're hearing the going through while something's coming through, and it's really hard to hear for most of us. You have to learn to hear EVPs. It's not just something you're going to go, oh, I hear that right there. It could be as simple as right now, there's no dogs around here, and all of a sudden you're hearing a dog barking. Most people just think that's natural. So you have to pay attention to everything that you hear in the background. Could be somebody just whistling. Some places we go to, I've been in a mausoleum, nobody else in there, and pick up somebody trying to whistle a particular tune. Yeah, that's happened multiple times. Also, going back to the placement of these. Mausoleum, for instance, all the surfaces were marble, so when you put this down, a recorder, basically plastic on plastic, plastic on something hard like marble, it'll vibrate as well as echo, so it really kind of distorts things a little bit. The room that you're into as well could do the same thing. Got a big wooden floor and you have some high ceilings, could cause a serious echo effect. With marble in particular, if you have a piece of cloth and when you lay your recorder down, you just put that between that and the marble, it'll keep that vibration down and you won't pick up nearly as bad distortion. Just little tricks that you'll learn along the way. But definitely, you want a recorder. Record. That's what's going to go ahead and be your key to being able to go ahead and show or let somebody hear what you actually have caught. So, don't dispute a recorder. It's definitely gold. You definitely want to have that as part of your arsenal. If you have any problems out there, if you have any questions, you can feel free to look us up. Our team is on Facebook. I use that more than the website. I do have a website as well. Our website is Elite, E-L-I-T-E, Para, P-A-R-A, SOC, S-O-C.com. You can hit us there. I'll get the email, shoot a direct message to me, or again on Facebook. We've got a fan page on Facebook. We have a private group. You'll find us, just look for the emblem in particular. We definitely post a lot of stuff on there, a lot of information. Got a question, feel free. We're here to network with everybody out there. The more information you have, the more chances somebody's going to get some great information, some great evidence in the field, and that's what we're looking for. It's para-unity. You know, the times of trying to be, everybody's been individualistic for too long. Time to work with each other and try to help. And most importantly, man, stay safe out there. You know, just take your time, be careful, and learn before you go. Make sure you go out with a team, go out with a group that knows what they're doing. Stay safe. Other than that, best of luck, man. Hope you get some.